Okay, recently me and a bunch of Irish guitarists were talking about economy picking online, and we were talking about kind of what comes naturally to different players, and it got me thinking about just picking styles in general, different ways we approach the kind of right hand on the instrument. And well, the first thing that came up was, I think there's far too much discussion over what's the most efficient way to pick things. In essence, what leads to being fastest. When at the end of the day, you can be lightning fast with any picking style at all. And really, the important thing is kind of, I think, the different kinds of sounds you get out of them. So, I mean, the bog standard kind of picking that I think most people do is alternate picking. So if you just go down, up, down, up, down, up. And this is great because it's easy for timekeeping. You're going down and up, down and up, down and up. Very, very simple. And that kind of keeps kind of metronome kind of thing. Like if you're doing rhythm playing, almost all strumming follows that same kind of thing where you just go constantly down and up. The other nice thing about alternate picking as well is it can sound really kind of aggressive. Like if I take and I can play it really loud and clear, even though I hybrid picked one of them in the very first bit. And then the next kind of most common picking style would be economy picking. So with this style, whenever you can move in the same direction, leaving a string, you go through it and go to the next string. So like say if I'm playing an A minor scale, with alternate picking you go down, up, down, up, down, up. With economy picking you go down, up, and then you do one downstroke that moves through the next two strings, then it's up, down, and you see that ends on a down. So as long as you're only playing 3 notes on each string, every string can be crossed with this little sweeping motion. So if you watch my right hand carefully, I really suck at economy picking, but I still use it a bit because it sets up arpeggio lines very nicely. So like, say I'm playing something like all the arpeggios in there, I can set up a little sweep if I economy pick a little. Well, I do play it differently every time. And obviously this kind of leads to sweep picking where you're doing a whole bunch of sweeps in a row. And the nice thing about economy picking is it sounds really smooth if you get it right. Now it can be a little bit hard to keep time with, but it sounds really smooth, it's kind of gentle, and it can feel very smooth and relaxed, although sometimes you need to do a little bit more work with this hand in order to get the right amount of notes on each string. Another thing is hybrid picking. I've done a lot of videos recently on hybrid picking. I think it's the bomb. One thing I don't know if I emphasized enough is that you can get this really funky, like, kind of funky pop sound out of hybrid picking that you can't really get as well, I think, without it. It lets you do lots of cool things. But like I said, I've done a ton of videos on it, so I don't want to go too much into that. And then a final thing which we didn't really touch on is you can actually cross strings without picking at all. So like, you can use hammer-ons from nowhere just to get about the neck completely without picking at all, which is pretty much the smoothest sounding way you can cross strings, and I really like that. So basically I think of these all as kind of being different tools in my toolkit, and I'm a jack of all trades. I do them all okay, I don't do any of them particularly well, but this does mean that whenever I have to cross strings I can just kind of feel out the different possibilities. Do I want to make it really kind of pop and snap, then I hybrid pick it. If I want to make it kind of smooth, I can economy pick it. If I want to make it really smooth, I can just hammer it on from nowhere. If I want it to be kind of aggressive and really tight, I'll alternate pick it. And I think that's what suits me. If you're only playing heavy metal, you might want to only alternate pick. But I certainly think there's some value in learning to do them all and then just having the choice available.